Jim Carrey, I believe last night at the Caesar Awards in France, making his big debut back into the spotlight. I'm going to play it for you in a second, but I put, who is this? Because it is definitely not Jim Carrey. The eyes aren't even the same color. They don't even care anymore.
You did recently share that you're ready to take a break from acting. Can you elaborate on that comment? Are we really not going to get any more Jim Carrey roles?
I gotta get out of here before I slap someone. Seriously, I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club.
There is no Illuminati. It's just a joke. It's just something that crazy people talk about. There's no such thing as our side and God's side.
I have enough. I've done enough.
When Katt Williams took the stage and openly mocked Sean Combs, warning that there would be consequences for things people in the industry chose to ignore, many initially dismissed it as just another shocking moment. But after federal raids tied to Diddy made headlines, some began revisiting those statements with a different perspective, especially as more serious allegations surfaced in official records. Then the focus shifted toward Jim Carrey, and the conversation took an even stranger turn. As fans pointed to his past comments about the darker side of fame and claimed that his recent appearances, particularly overseas, seemed different, sparking online theories that ranged from personal change to far more extreme ideas with no verified evidence, showing how quickly speculation can grow. At the same time, the internet that once laughed at talk of hidden influence was now reconsidering it, connecting past warnings, industry controversies, and outspoken celebrities, even though much of it remains unproven, while one moment that clearly stood out was when Carrey spoke candidly after the incident involving Will Smith at the Oscars, telling Gayle King that he was disturbed by the audience's reaction and calling the industry's response cowardly, a statement that felt raw and unfiltered rather than carefully managed. And now, as these discussions continue to spread, people are left questioning what is real, what is speculation, and how much of what happens behind the scenes truly reaches the public.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
There was some question today about if anyone else had walked from the audience and done that, they would have been escorted out by security or maybe even arrested. The police asked Chris if he wanted to file charges. They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous. You know, that insult is going to last a very long time. If you want to yell from the audience and disapprove or show a disapproval or say something on Twitter or whatever, you do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
No, I agree. I think we all agree on that. I just thought, Jim, that it escalated to that. You know what I mean? That it escalated to that level.
It didn't escalate. It came out of nowhere because Will has something going on inside him that's frustrating, and I wish him the best. I really do. I don't have anything against Will Smith. He's done great things. But that was not a good moment. It cast a pall over everybody's shining moment last night. You know, a lot of people worked really hard to get to that place and to have their moment in the sun and to get their award for the really hard work they did. And it is no mean feat to go through all the stuff you have to go through when you're nominated for an Oscar. It's a gauntlet of devotion that you have to do. And it was just a selfish moment that cast a pall over the whole thing.
And it didn't feel like a one-off moment either. During his appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Jim Carrey kept flashing a triangle gesture and sticking his tongue out in a way that caught people off guard, almost like he was poking fun at something bigger. Jimmy Kimmel tried to play it off, jokingly asking if it was some kind of gang sign, but Carrey's response shifted the tone. He looked right at him and said, "Oh, like you don't know what it is," then began listing other late-night hosts as if they were all part of some inside joke no one openly talks about. The audience laughed, but there was a noticeable change in the atmosphere, a brief moment where it didn't quite feel like comedy anymore, almost as if he was hinting at something behind the scenes rather than just performing a bit.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh, I like it.
It's the symbol of the all-mocking tongue. And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things. And, you know, look at him trying to come it up. It's hilarious.
After that, his interviews didn't soften. They became even more intense. Jim Carrey started speaking in a way that felt less filtered, almost like someone who had decided he was done playing along with the usual expectations. He openly dismissed red carpets as meaningless and treated high-profile events, things others in the industry treat like major traditions, as if they didn't matter at all. There was still humor in what he said, but it carried a sharper edge, a tone that felt slightly unsettling beneath the surface. It gave the impression of someone no longer seeking approval, someone comfortable stepping outside the system instead of trying to fit within it.
No, I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're celebrating.
You got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry, you're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
Then he takes things even further. In another clip, Jim Carrey starts talking about Hollywood, America, and the idea that shaping perception is where the real power lies. Not awards, not trophies, but control over what people believe. He suggests that the industry can influence how stories are seen and accepted, almost like reality itself can be guided. For some, it's hard not to connect that to his role in The Truman Show, where he played a man trapped inside a constructed world, making his words feel less like random thoughts and more like something intentional. When you piece it all together, it doesn't sound like a celebrity venting anymore. It feels like someone questioning the entire system. He criticizes the culture around fame, calling out what he sees as empty traditions, lack of courage, and an industry built on image rather than truth, even suggesting that the figures people admire are carefully created rather than naturally discovered. That kind of message doesn't come without risk, especially in a space that thrives on reputation and silence, and speaking so openly to millions while rejecting the system's values can lead to consequences. At least, that's how some people see it. And that's when the conversation online takes a strange turn. As Carrey continues making bold statements, some begin to question not just what he's saying, but what's happening to him. When he later appears at an event in France, meant to be a celebration with awards and applause, attention shifts away from the stage and into online discussions. Side-by-side comparisons start circulating, with fans analyzing older footage from the 1990s, full of energy, expressive movement, and that signature unpredictability, next to more recent appearances where he seems calmer, heavier, and more reserved under the lights. People point to differences in his expressions, his voice, even the way he carries himself. For some, it's simply the natural result of time and change, while others push far more extreme ideas, suggesting something isn't quite right. The debate grows louder in comment sections, where viewers freeze frames, compare details, and say what many are thinking but hesitant to fully state. Whether it's just perception, aging, or something else entirely, the moment becomes less about the celebration itself and more about the questions it leaves behind.